She was running for her life that night. Her heart was pounding so hard she could hear it in her ears. The sounds of angry voices grew closer behind her. She could see shadows moving fast, getting nearer with every second. Mary thought this was the end. She thought the village youth wanted to punish her. She thought they wanted to beat her. She thought she would never see her mother again. Then she saw it. A small mechanic workshop with dim lights flickering inside. She ran faster than she had ever run before. Her lungs burned, her legs screamed in pain, but she kept going. When she reached the workshop, a young man was standing there. Before she could say a word, before she could explain anything, he grabbed her face gently and kissed her. Right there, in front of everyone. Mary wanted to push him away. She wanted to slap this stranger who dared to touch her without permission. Her hand was already rising to strike him, but something stopped her. The angry voices behind her suddenly went quiet. The running footsteps stopped. She heard someone say, "Oh, it's Victor's woman. Leave them alone." And just like that, the danger disappeared. Mary's hand dropped slowly to her side. Her eyes went the mechanic's eyes. In that moment, she understood. This stranger had just saved her life. But here's what Mary didn't know that night. Here's what she couldn't possibly imagine. This simple kiss would change everything. This one moment would join two completely different worlds together. And when Mary finally discovers the truth about this poor mechanic, what she does in return will leave you absolutely speechless. Sit down, get comfortable, and let me take you on this incredible journey of love, sacrifice, and destiny. This is the story of how a single kiss turned into forever. Mary Brooks was living a life most people only dream about. At just 30 years old, she was one of the most respected humanitarian doctors in Florida. She had graduated from the University of Illinois College of Medicine as one of the top students in her class. Her professors said she was brilliant. Her patients said she was an angel. Right after graduation, Mary got a job that matched her beautiful heart. She became a traveling humanitarian doctor, moving from state to state across America, treating the sick, helping the poor, and saving lives. For 5 years, Mary poured her whole heart into her work. She worked in cities and small towns. She treated the elderly and the young. She held the hands of dying patients and celebrated with those who recovered. Everyone who met Mary loved her. She had a special gift. She could make anyone feel important, feel seen, feel cared for. But there was one thing missing from Mary's perfect life: love. Mary was so busy saving the world that she forgot to save a space in her heart for someone special. She dated here and there, but nothing ever felt right. No one ever made her heart skip a beat. Now, with her 30th birthday just days away, Mary felt a strange emptiness growing inside her. Her mother, Mrs. Teresa Brooks, noticed this emptiness too. "Mary, my dear daughter," Teresa said one evening during their weekly video call, "when will you get married? You're almost 30 years old and you haven't even introduced a single man to me." Mary sighed deeply. "Mama, please, not this conversation again." But Teresa wasn't finished. Her voice carried the weight of a mother's worry. "You are my only child, Mary. Your father died when you were just 15 years old. I raised you alone. I sacrificed everything for you. And now all I want before I leave this world to join my father is to carry my grandchildren in my arms." Mary's eyes filled with tears. She loved her mother more than anything. She hated disappointing her. "Mama, husbands don't fall from the sky. I can't just order one online. When I was your age, I was already married. I had already given birth to you. Time is passing, my daughter. Time waits for no one." Mary closed her eyes and made a decision. Whether it was faith or desperation, she didn't know, but she spoke words that would soon become prophecy. "Mama, I promise you, I will get married immediately after my 30th birthday. God will send me someone. I believe it." Teresa smiled through the phone screen. "I will hold you to that promise, my child." But deep inside, Mary felt her stomach twist with worry. How could she make such a promise? She had no boyfriend, she had no prospects. She spent her days surrounded by sick people, not potential husbands. She returned to work trying to push the conversation out of her mind. She told herself a miracle would happen. It had to happen. And indeed, a miracle was coming. But it would arrive in the most unexpected package imaginable. 3 days after her 30th birthday, Mary received a letter that would change everything. It was from the hospital headquarters, official letterhead, important stamps. Her heart raced as she opened it. "Dear Dr. Mary Brooks," the letter began, "in recognition of your outstanding service and dedication to humanitarian medicine, we are pleased to offer you a special assignment." Mary's eyes widened as she continued reading. "You have been selected to lead our new medical team in Nigeria, West Africa. You will serve as regional head doctor for our Lagos branch. Upon successful completion of this assignment, you will return to Florida as state head doctor." Nigeria? Africa? Mary felt her world spinning. This was the promotion of a lifetime. This was everything she had worked for. But Nigeria? She thought about the malaria, the mosquitoes that carried diseases, the power outages that happened without warning, the traffic jams that lasted for hours, the spicy food that burned your tongue, the weather that swung between extreme heat and sudden floods. Every part of her wanted to say no. Every logical bone in her body screamed to reject this offer. But there was a catch. If she refused this assignment, she would be blacklisted for any future promotions. Her career would hit a dead end. All those years of sacrifice would mean nothing. Mary was trapped. She called her mother that night, tears streaming down her face. "Mama, I don't know what to do. I'm scared of Nigeria. But if I say no, my career is over." Teresa was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke, her voice was calm and full of faith. "My daughter, listen to me carefully. Sometimes God sends us to places we fear because that's where our blessing is hiding. You are strong, you are capable, and you are never alone because God is always with you." Mary sniffled. "But Mama, what about all the dangers?" "Danger exists everywhere, my child, even in Florida. But I will tell you what to do. Pray every morning before you open your eyes. Pray every night before you close them. Talk to God like you talk to me. He will protect you. I have something for you. I'm sending you a bottle of anointing oil. It belonged to your grandmother. She used it to pray for our family for 50 years. Whenever you feel afraid, put a little oil on your forehead and pray. God will cover you." Mary felt a warmth spread through her chest. Her mother's faith was contagious. "Okay, Mama, I'll go to Nigeria. I'll trust God." "That's my brave girl. And remember your promise. God is working on your husband right now. You just wait and see." 1 week later, Mary's paperwork was complete. She boarded a plane to Lagos, Nigeria, with a team of 5 other medical professionals. She carried her medical supplies, her grandmother's anointing oil, and a heart full of nervous hope. But what Mary didn't know, what she couldn't possibly imagine, was that the man she would spend the rest of her life with was already there, waiting, working in a small mechanic workshop in a rural village. And destiny was about to bring them together in the most dramatic way possible. Nigeria was nothing like Mary expected. Yes, there were mosquitoes. Yes, the traffic was chaotic. Yes, the power went out randomly. But there was something else, too. Something beautiful. The people. From the moment Mary arrived, she was surrounded by warmth. The Nigerians laughed easily. They shared food generously. They welcomed strangers like family. Their resilience amazed her. Despite hardships, they found joy in small things. Mary and her team were assigned to serve several rural communities outside Lagos. Their mission was clear: treat the sick, help pregnant women, care for orphans, and bring medical hope to places that had none. Week after week, Mary poured herself into her work. She delivered babies in the middle of the night. She treated malaria cases that almost seemed hopeless. She held the hands of elderly patients and listened to their stories with genuine interest. The villagers had never seen anything like her. Here was a white woman from America, dressed in simple clothes, speaking kindly in broken Nigerian phrases, treating everyone with respect, regardless of their status. Word spread quickly. "Have you heard about the American doctor? She treated my grandmother for free. She stayed up all night with my sick child. She is an angel sent from heaven." Mary's fame grew until everyone in the surrounding villages knew her name. Children would run toward her car when they saw it approaching. Mothers would bring her homemade food as gifts. Old men would bow their heads in respect when she passed. For the first time in her life, Mary felt like she was exactly where she was supposed to be. The fear she had felt in Florida seemed foolish now. Nigeria wasn't scary. Nigeria was wonderful. She stopped counting the days until her assignment would end. Instead, she started enjoying each moment. Then, something happened that would change her life forever. One afternoon, while traveling between villages, Mary's team car suddenly stopped moving. Strange sounds came from the engine. Smoke began to rise. "What's happening?" Mary asked her driver. "The car is finished, Ma. It's dead." Mary looked around. They were in the middle of nowhere. The sun was blazing hot. They had patients waiting in the next village. One of her team members, a Nigerian nurse named Grace, spoke up. "Ma, I know someone who can help. There's a mechanic in this village. His name is Victor. He's very good." "Call him then. We need to move." 20 minutes later, a young man appeared. He was tall, with strong hands covered in engine grease. His clothes were simple and worn. His shoes had holes in them. But his smile was bright and genuine. "Good afternoon, Ma. My name is Victor. I hear you have car trouble." Mary nodded. "Can you fix it?" Victor examined the engine carefully. He worked quietly, his skilled hands moving with confidence. Within an hour, the car was purring like new. "It's finished, Ma. You can go now." Mary reached into her bag and pulled out some money. She handed Victor 50,000 naira. Victor stared at the money like he was seeing a miracle. This amount was almost 5 times what he normally charged. 5 times! "Ma, this is too much. The job was not that big." "Take it," Mary smiled. "You saved us today. You deserve it." Tears formed in Victor's eyes. He had been struggling for months. Business had been slow. Some nights he went to bed hungry. And now this stranger, this American doctor everyone called an angel, was showing him kindness he didn't expect. "God bless you, Ma. God bless you abundantly." As Mary drove away that day, she didn't think too much about the mechanic. He was just a kind young man who fixed her car. She didn't know that this brief meeting would lead to something extraordinary. She didn't know that Victor would soon save her life, and she definitely didn't know that Victor was falling in love with her from that very first moment. 3 months passed. Mary had become a beloved figure in the community. She no longer felt like a stranger. She felt like she belonged. But then, the village announced something that would put everything at risk. The annual festival is coming. This festival is sacred to our ancestors. For 3 days, no stranger is allowed outside. Anyone caught breaking this law will face severe punishment. The youth will handle it. Grace, Mary's Nigerian team member, translated carefully. "Ma, this is serious. The village youth are in charge of enforcement during festivals. If they catch a stranger outside, they will flog them. Sometimes people die from the beatings." Mary felt a chill run through her body. What if we have emergencies? What if patients need us? "You must not go outside, Ma, no matter what. The only exception is if a stranger is married to or engaged to someone from the community. Then they can move freely." Mary nodded slowly. "I understand. I'll stay inside." On the second night of the festival, Mary was lying in bed, scrolling through her phone. Outside, she could hear drums beating and people celebrating. Then her phone rang. The number was unfamiliar. She answered anyway. "Hello? Nurse Mary? Is that you?" "Yes, this is Mary. Who is speaking?" The woman on the other end began crying so hard she could barely speak. Mary's heart immediately started racing. "Nurse, please help. My son, my only son, he is dying. Please come, please save him." Mary sat up in bed. "Mama, calm down. Tell me what's happening." "He has fever, very high fever. He is shaking. He's vomiting blood. The local medicine is not working. Please, nurse, he's all I have in this world. His father died years ago. If I lose him, I have nothing left to live for." Mary's hands were shaking. She knew the rules. She knew the danger. If the village youth caught her outside, she could be beaten to death. But how could she ignore a dying child? How could she let a mother lose her only son? The old woman's sobs echoed through the phone. Each cry felt like a knife in Mary's heart. "Mama, if I come outside, they might kill me." "Nurse, please, if you pass through the back route behind the old school, nobody will see you. I live close to there. Please, I'm begging you. I'm on my knees begging you." Mary closed her eyes. She thought about her own mother. She thought about how Teresa had raised her alone after her father died. She thought about the pain of losing your only child. She made her decision. "I'm coming, Mama. Send me your address." "Lord, protect me tonight. Let me save this child. Cover me with your wings." She opened her door slowly and stepped into the darkness. The village was quiet in her area, but she could hear celebration sounds in the distance. She walked carefully, staying close to walls, moving like a shadow. Her heart was beating louder than she was sure someone would hear it. She was almost at the back route when it happened. Torches appeared in front of her. Voices shouted. The village youth were walking directly towards her on the path she needed to take. Mary froze. There was no back route anymore. They were everywhere. She tried to hide behind a small house, pressing her body against the wall, but one of the young men spotted movement. "Hey, who is there? Come out now." Mary's blood turned to ice. She had no choice. She ran. "Stranger! Catch the stranger! She broke the law! Get her!" Mary ran faster than she had ever run in her life. Her medical bag bounced against her hip. Her lungs burned. Her legs screamed in pain. She could hear them getting closer. Their footsteps thundered behind her. Their angry shouts filled the night air. This was it. This was how she was going to die. In a foreign country, trying to save a child caught by people who didn't understand. Then she saw it. A small workshop with dim lights. Victor's workshop. Hope exploded in her chest. She ran towards it with everything she had left. Victor saw her coming from far away. Even in the darkness, he recognized her immediately. The way she moved, the determination in her stride. It was her angel. The doctor who had shown him kindness. The woman he had been secretly praying to see again. And she was running for her life. Victor's mind worked fast. He understood the situation instantly. She was a stranger. She was outside during the festival. If the youth caught her, she would be beaten mercilessly. She might even die. He had seconds to act. As Mary stumbled into his workshop, gasping for breath, Victor didn't hesitate. He didn't ask questions. He didn't waste time with explanations. He grabbed her medical bag and threw it behind a pile of tires where no one could see it. Then he turned to Mary, looked into her terrified eyes, and did the only thing that could save her life. He pulled her close and kissed her. Mary's body went rigid. Her first instinct was to push him away. Her hand rose to slap this stranger who dared to touch her. But something in his eyes stopped her. She saw urgency. She saw protection. She saw a man trying to save her, not harm her. The angry voices reached the workshop just as their lips met. "There she is! She ran in here!" Victor broke the kiss slowly and turned to face the crowd. He kept one arm protectively around Mary's waist. "Brothers, what is the problem?" "Victor, that woman, she's a stranger. She was running through the village." Victor laughed casually, as if the whole situation was amusing. "This woman? This is my wife-to-be. We are engaged. She was coming to see me." The crowd went silent. One of the youth leaders stepped forward, looking suspicious. "Your fiancé? Since when? We never heard about this." Victor smiled confidently. "A man must keep some things private, eh? But I'm telling you now, this woman is mine. She has every right to be outside." According to village law, anyone engaged to a community member was protected. They could move freely. The youth leader shrugged. "Okay, Victor, if she's your woman, it's fine, but you should have told us earlier." "I'm telling you now, go and enjoy the festival." Slowly, reluctantly, the crowd dispersed. Their torches bobbed away into the darkness. The shouts faded. The danger passed. When the last footsteps disappeared, Mary's legs gave out. She would have collapsed if Victor hadn't caught her. "Sir, thank you. You saved my life." Victor helped her sit on a bench inside his workshop. "Breathe slowly, Ma. You are safe now." Tears streamed down Mary's face. "I thought I was going to die. I really thought it was over." Victor knelt in front of her, his face serious but kind. "Ma, you took a big risk tonight. If I had not been here—" I know, but there's a sick child, a mother's only son. I had to try." "You risked your life to save someone else. You are truly an angel." He explained the festival rules to her. He told her about the severe punishments. He made her understand just how close she had come to death. Then he said something that surprised her. "I know where the old woman lives. I can take you there. The youth think you are my fiancé now. No one will touch you." Mary looked at him with wonder. "You would do that for me? After everything that just happened?" "Ma, you changed my life 3 months ago. You gave me money when I was starving. You showed me kindness when the world showed me nothing. This is the least I can do." Together they walked through the celebrating village. Whenever anyone looked their way, Victor would wave casually. People nodded and smiled, accepting them as a couple. They reached the old woman's house. Mary examined her son and found he had severe malaria with complications. She worked through the night, giving injections, monitoring his fever, praying over him. By morning, the child was stable. He would live. "Thank you, nurse. Thank you. May God bless you forever. May God give you a husband who loves you like the sun loves the sky." Mary smiled through her own tears. "Your son will be fine, Mama. Just keep giving him medicine as I showed you." When Mary and Victor finally left, it was almost dawn. The festival celebrations had ended. People were sleeping. "It's too dangerous for you to go back now," Victor said. "My house is nearby. You can rest there until morning." Mary hesitated for only a moment. Then she nodded. Victor's house was nothing fancy, just 2 small rooms with basic furniture, but it was spotless. Everything was in its place. "It's not much," Victor said apologetically, "but it's comfortable." "It's perfect," Mary replied honestly. "It feels like a home." Victor insisted on making her food. He prepared a simple meal of rice and stew, moving around his tiny kitchen with practiced ease. "You cook too?" Mary asked, impressed. "My mother taught me before she passed. She said a man who can't cook is only half a man." When Victor served her, she took her first bite and her eyes widened. "This is delicious. This is better than restaurant food." Victor beamed with pride. He watched her eat with a satisfaction he couldn't explain. Something about making this woman happy filled a hole in his heart he didn't know existed. As they ate together, they talked. Really talked. Victor told Mary about his late parents, about growing up poor, about teaching himself to be a mechanic, about his dreams of one day owning a real garage with proper equipment. Mary listened to every word. She found herself leaning forward, genuinely interested in this humble man's story. And Victor asked about her life too, where she came from, why she became a doctor, what America was like. Hours melted away. They laughed at silly stories. They grew quiet during sad memories. They discovered they had more in common than they ever imagined. "My father died when I was 15, Mary shared. "My mother raised me alone. She sacrificed everything for my education. "I understand that pain," said Victor softly. "I lost both my parents by 20. There are days when the loneliness feels suffocating." Their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them. When it was time to sleep, Victor insisted Mary take his bedroom. He would sleep on a mat in the living room. "I can't take your bed," Mary protested. "You are my guest. This is how we treat guests in Nigeria. Please, I insist." The bedroom was small, but the bed was comfortable. Mary lay down and realized she felt safer than she had in months. There was something about Victor's presence that made her feel protected. She thought about his kiss, how it had felt, how his arms around her felt like home. She fell asleep with a smile on her face. The next morning, Victor had already prepared breakfast: fresh bread, eggs, and hot tea. He served Mary with such care that she felt tears forming in her eyes. "No one has treated me like this since I left Florida," she said quietly. "You remind me of my father. He was intentional like this. Everything he did for my mother and me was done with love." Victor smiled shyly. "You deserve to be treated well. You are special." He escorted her back to the hospital compound, walking beside her protectively even though the festival had ended and the danger had passed. When at the hospital gates, Mary turned to face him. "Thank you, Victor, for everything. You saved my life last night. I'll never forget that." "Anyone would have done the same." "No," Mary said firmly, "they wouldn't have. You're different." That evening, Mary couldn't stop thinking about Victor. The next day, she found an excuse to visit his workshop, and the day after that, and the day after that. Within weeks, their friendship deepened into something neither of them expected. Mary would visit Victor every evening after the clinic closed. They would walk through the village talking about everything and nothing. The villagers noticed immediately. "Look at Dr. Mary with Victor. Are they together? How romantic! The angel and the mechanic." One moonlit evening, Victor finally gathered his courage. "Mary, there's something I need to tell you." "What is it?" "Since the night I first saw you, something changed inside me. You were running to my workshop, and my heart said, 'That's her. That's the one.' I know I'm just a poor mechanic. I have nothing to offer you. But I love you. I love you more than I knew it was possible to love someone." Mary's eyes filled with tears. "Will you be my girlfriend?" Victor asked, his voice trembling. "Will you give me a chance to make you happy?" "Yes, Victor. Yes, I love you too. I don't care about money. I don't care about status. I care about you, your heart, your kindness, your courage. That's worth more than any riches." They embraced under the stars, two souls from completely different worlds, finding each other against all odds. 3 beautiful months passed. Mary and Victor were inseparable. Their love grew stronger every day. The whole village celebrated their romance, often teasing them good-naturedly. But then the letter arrived. "Dear Dr. Mary Brooks, congratulations! Your service in Nigeria has been outstanding. We are pleased to inform you that your assignment has been successfully completed. Furthermore, in recognition of your exceptional work, you have been promoted from regional head doctor to state head doctor for the Florida region. Please prepare to return to the United States within 30 days. Mary stared at the letter for a long time. This was everything she had worked for. This was the promotion of her dreams, state head doctor. She would be responsible for medical programs across all of Florida. But Florida meant leaving Nigeria. Leaving Nigeria meant leaving Victor. When she told Victor the news, his face lit up with genuine happiness. "State head doctor, Mary. That's incredible. I'm so proud of you." Then Mary said the words that broke both their hearts. "Victor, I have to leave Nigeria to accept this position. I have to go back to America." The silence that followed was deafening. Victor took a step back, as if the words had physically struck him. He looked at Mary with eyes that held 1,000 unspoken emotions. "You're leaving?" "I don't want to, but my career." "I understand." They held each other for what felt like hours. Victor's shoulders shook with silent sobs. Mary's tears soaked his shirt. "I can't lose you," Mary whispered. "These months with you have been the happiest of my life." "Then don't go," Victor said desperately. "Stay here with me. I'll work harder. I'll build a better life. We can be happy here." But even as he said it, he knew he couldn't ask her to sacrifice her dreams. That night, Mary made a decision. She sat at her computer and typed an email to her manager in Florida. "Dear Sir, I am writing to inform you of my resignation from my position. I have decided to remain in Nigeria permanently. Thank you for all the opportunities you have given me." She was about to press send when her phone rang. It was her manager, as if he had sensed what she was about to do. "Mary, wait. Before you do anything drastic, hear me out. We know about your relationship. The whole Nigeria team has been talking about Victor. I'm calling because we have a solution." "A solution?" "We can bring Victor to America with you. The company will sponsor his travel visa, provide temporary accommodation, and help him find work. We're not losing our best doctor over something we can fix." Mary's heart exploded with joy. "Are you serious? You would do that? You've given us 5 years of excellence, Mary. You've saved countless lives. This is the least we can do. Just promise me you won't resign." "I promise. Oh my God, I promise. Thank you. Thank you so much." She ran to Victor's workshop faster than she had run from the youth that fateful night. When Victor saw her face, he thought something terrible had happened. "Mary, what's wrong?" "Nothing is wrong. Everything is right." She jumped into his arms, laughing and crying at the same time. "You're coming with me, Victor. You're coming to America. The company is sponsoring everything." "What? America? Me?" "Yes, we don't have to say goodbye. We can be together forever." Victor lifted her and spun her around, both of them laughing like children. The villagers nearby stopped to watch, smiling at the joyful couple. For the first time in his life, Victor allowed himself to believe that good things could happen to him. For the first time in her life, Mary understood that love was her true calling, not just medicine. The journey to America was overwhelming for Victor. He had never been on an airplane before. He had never left Nigeria. Everything was new, exciting, and a little terrifying. But Mary was by his side every step of the way, guiding him, encouraging him, loving him. When they arrived in Florida, Victor couldn't believe his eyes. The tall buildings, the smooth roads, the organized traffic, it was like a different planet. The company had arranged a small apartment for them. It wasn't fancy, but it was clean and comfortable. More importantly, they were together. For the first few weeks, Victor struggled to adjust. The culture was different, the people spoke quickly, finding work seemed impossible. But Victor was a fighter. He refused to give up. He applied to every auto repair shop in the city. Most rejected him. Some didn't even call back, but Victor kept trying. Finally, after weeks of disappointment, he got an interview at Martinez Automotive, one of the leading automobile companies in Florida. The manager, a tough man named Mr. Rodriguez, tested Victor's skills on the spot. Victor fixed a complex engine problem that had stumped their regular mechanics. "You're hired," Mr. Rodriguez said simply. "Welcome to the team." Victor worked harder than anyone at Martinez Automotive. He arrived early and left late. He took on extra shifts. He studied modern car technology in his spare time. He never complained, never slacked, never gave less than his best. Within 6 months, he was promoted to senior mechanic. Within a year, he became assistant manager. Within 2 years, he was the youngest department manager in the company's history. At his promotion party, surrounded by colleagues and friends, Victor looked at Mary with tears in his eyes. "None of this would be possible without you. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You gave me a chance when the world gave me nothing." Then, to everyone's surprise, Victor dropped to one knee. "Mary Brooks, you are my angel. You are my miracle. You are everything I prayed for and more. Will you marry me?" The room went silent. Mary looked down at the man she loved, the poor mechanic from Nigeria who saved her life with a kiss, the hard-working immigrant who had built himself from nothing, the kindest soul she had ever known. Yes, 1,000 times yes! 4 months later, Mary and Victor got married in a beautiful ceremony. Teresa, Mary's mother, flew in for the wedding. She held her daughter's face and whispered, "You kept your promise. You said you would get married after your 30th birthday, and look at you now." Mary smiled. "You were right, Mama. God was working on my husband. I just had to trust the journey." What started as a desperate run through a dark village ended with 2 hearts united forever. What began as a fake kiss to save a stranger became a real love that would last a lifetime. What looked like an obstacle, Nigeria, the festival, the danger, was actually a divine setup for something beautiful. Mary found more than a husband in Nigeria. She found her purpose, her partner, and her peace. Victor found more than an angel who saved him financially. He found someone who saw his worth when the world overlooked him. Together, they proved that true love doesn't care about status. True love doesn't care about nationality. True love doesn't care about bank accounts. True love only cares about 2 hearts that refuse to give up on each other. So there you have it, beautiful people. A story of destiny, courage, and love that crossed oceans. Mary spoke words of faith when she was single and scared. She said she would get married after her 30th birthday, and she did. Never underestimate the power of speaking positively over your life. Your words have power. Use them wisely. And Victor? He reminded us that your current situation is not your final destination. You might be struggling today, but tomorrow can bring blessings you never imagined. Now, I want to hear from you. What was your favorite part of this story? Was it the moment Victor